What did you come up with? Hopefully, this one was pretty easy because we already did, oops, I'm going to do f of x. Okay, the parent function is just x. And I'm going to do that one in orange this time. Okay, so there's my parent function. And what am I doing to this parent function? I'm having it go up 3. So if I make a table again, and maybe I do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 again. -2 plus 3 is 1. -1 plus 3 is 2. 0 plus 3 is 3. So these go up like this. So -2, 1. -1, 2, and they keep going up. Okay, so what I see here is my parent function has just moved up 3. And when you compare it to the last one, that makes sense. It's going up 3. They don't always, they're not always this straightforward, and we'll see that in the next section. But with these in particular, they just go up and down. Left to right's a different story. Okay. A reflection is what it sounds like. A reflection is a transformation that flips a graph over a line called the line of reflection. So in this picture, it looks like this hand has been flipped over, and the line of reflection is the surface of the water. Okay, so graphing and describing reflections. So if I were to sketch the parent function, I don't know why they have p of x. P of x should be the parent function, don't you think? Oh well. Okay, so my parent function is x squared. And that's specifically 4. I don't know if I need to do that for you guys or not. Maybe I better. Okay, the parent function, if I do a table for that, okay, -2 squared is 4. -1 squared is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. And that's what I just graphed right here. Okay. Now, this doesn't look that different, but it actually is. If I do a table for this, I've got -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, what I have here is I have negative x squared, and x is -2. So I actually have a -2 squared. So wrap your head around that for a minute. I'm just plugging in x right here. Okay, so there's x squared, but there's a negative in front of it. So this is going to be -4. When I put a 1 in there, I have a -1 squared, which is going to give me a -1. 0 squared is 0. There is no -0. Okay, if I put a 1 in here, then I have -1 squared. If you put -1 squared in your calculator, some of you, let me grab my calculator really fast. If you put -1 squared in your calculator, okay, in my calculator I got a -1, but sometimes you'll just get a 1, okay? But in order of operations, you have to look at this, and the exponent goes first. So 1 squared is 1, and then you put the negative in front of it, okay? So this equals -1. If you did -1 squared, that would equal 1. But -1 squared without the parentheses is -1. I hope that made sense. Okay, and then 2, if I put 2 in there, I have -2 squared, and that equals -4. So when I come over here and I graph this, I have -2, -4. I have -1, -1, 0, 0, -1, 1, and 2, -4. Okay, so when we put a negative in front of there, it just took our parent function and it reflected it over the x-axis. It kind of looks like our water, the surface of the water. Okay, so this one's a little more difficult, but I want you to try it, and we will look at that on the next slide. So again, do your best graphing, and yeah, we'll look at it on not the next slide, the next video.